right, I think we have enough for a forum, so therefore let's get started. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the May the 13th, 2020 board meeting. Happy Wednesday. Need a motion for approval of last month's meeting, April 28th, 2020.
This is Stephanie, so moved.
Okay, thanks, Seth.
I'll second.
Second, Chief Bailey. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Okay, let's move on to item number 2, Central Dispatch Facility Update. Todd, are you on it?
Todd's not on. Todd's dealing with. Todd's not on. This is so I can give you a quick update.
Okay, welcome, Terry. We missed you last
Sure.
couple of weeks. And also for the record, Mr. Bob Jackson just walked in, and he's looking like $1 million. And matter of fact, he looked better than what he did before he was isolated. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like a king. Okay, go ahead, Terry.
The remodeling is okay now. Okay.
Yeah.
The central dispatch, the remodeling is over 90%. That's obvious. Look at it. The last 3 console desk furniture are just being installed, so that way you have all 6 of them done. The company that they got the procurement, the RF, the console systems is here actually installing those. The antenna structures will go up onto the roof of this building, and the structures for those antennas are actually up there now. The functional test, well, that's something to bring up during technology because you were there, not me. But as far as everything else, we're getting down to the point where we will probably do a punch list review as early as next week. And then go through, and that way all the appropriate contractors will be contacted to go ahead and complete their punch list. The objective will be by the end of May. Okay, and that's part of the facility itself. I gave the update. Whatever. Darnell just stepped in the room. That's pretty much it, Sheriff.
All right, anyone have any questions for Terry? Well, that's good news. You stayed at 90%.
Yeah.
Great. All right, let's move on to technology committee. Daryl.
All right, technology. The RFP for the pre-submission for the 3 sites is Monday. There's an RFP pre-submission meeting on Monday. We went to the functional test. Myself, Phyllis, Mike, Kevin went to the functional test up at the vendor at J&K Communications, Columbia City. Went real well. Everything's looking real good on the consoles. They sent a screenshot of the consoles for us to review to make sure to make any adjustments or recommendation changes. We've went over them this morning at our technology meeting and have submitted them to J&K for their changes. That'll be an ongoing process back and forth a little bit with the emails. Going back to the 3 sites, the golf course site, the Ballingers have signed off on the golf course site at 700 East and 400 South, so we're good there. We are having a telephone meeting here in just a few minutes with Sherry French about the Southwest site, which would be the old Liberty School, to see if she's has any questions and finalize the information that she has. And I think that's it on the technology side of it, I believe.
Thank you, Daryl. Anyone have any questions for Daryl? Some good news, Daryl. Appreciate that. Operation SOP Committee, Chief Bailey.
I'm going to defer to Michael.
Okay, Michael.
Good morning, everybody. So a couple of things for operations. On the IDAX portion, we've gotten our submission off to ISP to go to the FBI and go through that. However, we did pass our pre-inspection for the security inspection. So they did not have to come back. So our set is approved as far as we're just waiting on the paperwork went out last week, so we're just waiting on everything to catch up so we get our ORI. In the meantime, I've had both centers start re-fingerprinting their dispatchers so that portion, and actually I think the first set was mailed off to IDAX operations for the first set of operators anyway, and I think the second set was right behind it. It's for hiring through the hiring process for as far as for the operators that are coming from that's been completed as of last Friday. We have 17 operators that are coming over. I have 5 candidates for the supervisor positions that have stepped up and want to go through the supervisor process. And then I have one person who applied for the IDAX operations manager position. Let's see here. So I have 8 candidates for the open position that was created, and I will start that process sometime next week as far as starting to bring them in for interviews and going through that portion. There's one open dispatch spot at this point. So next week, I hope to get the supervisor process done next week as far as the evaluations and whatnot. I'll be working with the IDAX coordinator, operations supervisor, manager for that one. Let's see. As far as other operational stuff, thanks. The go live, we have actually pushed that back a day at the request of the auditor's office. So that actually June 8th at 6 a.m. will be the cutover to the new center. And the reason for that is the auditors actually asked because that starts a new pay period. So it would be a full check to the operators instead of just a 1 day on one check and then, waiting a couple. The books are concerned. And then finally, we just actually got done with the technology board meeting. And as a part of that, we discussed, and I know I've talked, Sheriff Chief, I've talked with you two about moving the operations on May 26th is what we're aiming for now. We will move Marion's operation into the county sheriff's dispatch, utilizing their 2 free consoles over there. And Marion will work out of the sheriff's department. The intent is that the 2 operations will remain the same. Marion will do Marion, county will do county. And while AT&T takes the phone equipment out of the Marion Center and brings it over here to Central. And that's all I have. I do have some new business I need to bring up, but I'll wait till that portion.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Does anyone have any questions for Michael? Okay, seeing none. Move on to new business. New business.
I do have one item, Sheriff.
Yes.
I need to seek a motion for approval of my wage structure for the dispatchers. I have to go in front of the council next week to get those approved. And
Brian Hollinger, NFL Center, Ohio.
sorry.
Yeah, Michael, we haven't seen those figures. How can we make a motion?
My apologies. Okay. Well, then I haven't sent that out to him either. Oh, crap.
So maybe they can,
Okay.
if they want to see the quote, we can send it to them. Right?
I will. do this. I can email that out to everybody real quick if that's okay with the board members.
Yes, I believe, we can accept those. However, have those wages changed from what they currently making? I have to have a meeting. Discuss that with the commissioner.
Yes, the dispatcher wages. I don't believe so, unfortunately. Unfortunately, there's a question made here, and so I'm not sure if I have all of that included in my sheet here, but let me.
When are you scheduled to meet with the council again?
I believe I'm on the agenda for.
Exactly. As the chief stated, I think we need to review those and before you go in front of the council and make a recommendation as a committee or as a body.
Understandable.
Okay.
We would probably have to have another meeting beforehand, or do I need to brave that off and then, but really it's at the
We
pleasure.
don't put it off.
Right.
I don't have a problem coming back for another Zoom meeting if we can fit it in everybody's schedule. I think we need to look at the numbers.
Andy, do you think, since we're getting down to the wire here, do we need to probably have these meetings weekly?
Well, I think if we can meet like maybe on the 19th or next week before the council meeting so that we can make sure that.
I'd be fine with that.
Hey,
Do we want to cut it that short, or do we want to try to meet on a Monday? Let's meet on a Monday in case we need to have a little time to
Monday would be.
get put in a corner, and I know we need to get this approved.
Right.
Is that a problem, Kevin?
okay,
I mean, Monday we have the,
Sorry, there's something. Yeah,
Day
yeah.
at 9,
10:30.
and Tuesday at 10, you have the coffee.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry, Michael.
The question is with the EOC brief at 9 that morning, and then at 10 o'clock is the commissioners, and we also have generator training here at Central along with our battery backup system that date. Is it possible to hold that in the afternoon by chance?
Everyone else is fine. Kevin, are you available? Kevin Hicks say that he's available, so I have no problem with 2 p.m.
I'm fine with that.
2 p.m. Michael.
Yes, the 18th, 2 p.m. 18th.
Yes. So let's hold our meeting on the 18th at 2 p.m. here. That's okay with everyone. Okay, so if you can get that information out to us, Michael, we appreciate it so that we can prepare for the meeting on the 18th at 2 p.m.
I'll get the web invite sent right now, and then Michael can just email out the.
I'll throw the agenda out, and I actually just sent the wage information to everybody, so you should have that, and I'll have to do a PDF for our Marion council member. And then the other item I have is the chair's quote, which I believe you all have from a previous meeting, at least that's what it's being advised.
Yeah, this is from a long time ago, Sheriff.
What I need is an approval for the equipment leased for the dispatch chairs. That is at a cost of $2,856 per year, with $35 added in for the first year, and that's over the life of 3 years. What that lease payment does is it gets us new chairs every year in the center. They replace it over the life of the contract, and along with any kind of repair or issues that we may have with the chairs during the lifetime of the lease.
Can I say something, Mike?
Go ahead.
Sheriff, what we had originally, we had the quote from vendors to actually buy new chairs. But the purchase of those chairs basically only had a 1-year warranty on it, meaning that if the fabric, some conditions happen. So we started looking into lease options. The other thing is that we were looking at an initial purchase that was going to be over $10,000 by the time we had it all done. And in this case, you're leasing it. And as Michael said, it's their responsibility to keep these operational then. Okay. It's still a 24/7 chair though.
Okay, Terry, thank you for the information. So my understanding, what I'm hearing from you is that our best option is to lease these chairs.
Yeah.
Never heard of leasing chairs before.
Sheriff, you're absolutely right. The best option is to lease these chairs. And it fits within your 1222 budget and is an allowable expense. Okay. And that's the way we should do it. Okay. But we need this board's approval to do that because then the commissioners will have to sign the agreement on Monday.
Okay. Motion been made by Chief Haley, seconded by Bob Jackson.
I second it.
Any questions? Any further questions from the board? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Ayes have it. Yes, Monday at 2. Okay, Mike, do you have any other, hope you say no.
That's it for my end for today.
Okay, throwing us some curveballs here this morning. Okay, any old business?
Old
I
business.
do have a question, and I don't know, is Mark Bardsley over there?
I'm showing him on.
I'm on.
Okay. Long time ago, we had talked about County Highway taking down this old bank building back here, the old drive up. What's the status of that? You know?
It can be done. We are holding on to it just a little bit longer. I don't think we're going to need it, but we discussed last night utilizing it in another way for a short period of time. I doubt it's going to happen. We can schedule that out probably in the next couple of weeks to have a demolition.
Okay, because we talked about the lack of parking back here with it being there, so I just didn't know what that was. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Okay, any other business? So it look like our next meeting will be May the 18th at 2 p.m., correct?
Yes.
Okay, with that being said, need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn, Paul David.
Okay, all right. And second by Bob Jackson. As I say for the record, good to see that Bob's back. Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, everybody have a safe weekend and be safe out there. Virus is still active.